to celebrate your birthday. It's Roxy's birthday already in Germany, so the crowd was also singing happy birthday to her, which is absolutely lovely. And we get the third mapper of Game Changers Champion 2023. I'm Jeannie. We have Elisa and Kukanderesk as well, and we're gonna try and break this one down because if I had a BPM monitor during that game, it would have been off the charts.
I don't have a voice, in case you haven't noticed. I don't know how Mimi is going to end up with a voice because every single time that we cut to her camera, she's like, nice! She's like insanely out of the charts. But I think it was Roxy that we're seeing on the screen right now. Not only happy birthday to you, Roxy, it's also the fact that she was the one being like, listen, we need to close this one up. We need to take this to the third map, as you were saying, Jeannie, the first time in these 2 days that we're going to that third mapper. And also the first time in the last 98 days that SMG has lost a map. We knew that the record, of course, in matches was astonishing, but also there's another one just in maps that was broken right now. We wanted to see this also. We wanted to see how they were going to come back. But going back to the Roxy point, all of those tripwires that did not have the effect they expected on Bind had quite the opposite here on Split. It was not only on the frags, in so many of those instances. We were talking, right, Lisa, before we started the map. Hey, you get so easily used to playing against the Cypher because you know where the control points are going to be for the agent. But actually, they were going into them time and time again, and the amount of clutches that were going for G2, I mean, it was just crazy.
Yeah. Honestly, it's super hard to play against Cypher on defense side, because it's really hard to break all the wires, and it's just like the cages allows the Cypher to move around the site, and it's just super hard to kill the Cypher. So Roxy was playing very well on the side, and she was surviving all the time, and she was clutching, she was killing everyone, she was just on fire, honestly.
Yeah, Roxy definitely made this one a difficult one for SMG, broke that record for them.
Hear me out, she also got the first knife kills in all of this year and the previous year, so in Game Changer Championship, that's her birthday present.
That's a birthday
for now.
Herself. to herself for herself.
Exactly.
For now. You never know how next map is going to go, absolutely, it's something to keep in mind. But another one that is a little bit of an Easter egg here was Petra.
I love this one. Space, thank you so much. She's our star, guys. And I just had this question. I was like, there's no way that he can get me this. But one of the keys to definitely shutting that aggression down, we were talking about it when we were watching it, is getting the operator. And of course, it's going to go on your duelist. But have you seen Petra with that operator? But thanks to Space, we know that during this year, in the 1,854 rounds that Petra had played before coming to this tournament, he had played operator 1 round. That is like a 0.0005%.
Quick maths. My math's not that
Numbers.
good.
And she did pretty well, honestly.
Yeah, absolutely.
She did pretty well. She could do everything.
G2 can do anything, right? I mean, they bring this one back. We were looking at how close this of a map was.
Yes.
At one point, we were like, whoa, this is looking like a comeback from SMG. We're heading into OT. G2 were able to close it. It almost was. It's hot take. It almost was. But we're looking at G2 and the fact that they were able to come back on their opponent's map pick. SMG, as you already pointed out, they get their first loss as well. So a lot of different variables moving, and it feels like G2, at that end, found their footing.
Yeah, G2, honestly to me it was Roxy, because Cypher, you usually play more like supportive in positions that you're safe, and Roxy was basically doing the entry and killing 3 people at a time. I don't know.
I thought that's what Cyphers were supposed to do.
She was pressing W and just killing everyone, so I think she was the main character in that game.
Yeah.
And she was doing it all, you know what I mean? Because SMG was coming so aggressive and just winning all the trades and doing it all and just pushing, and G2 couldn't handle it, but Roxy.
There were some crazy rounds, I think, from both sides. Also, to me, the last round number 26, it was just beautiful. We were talking about G2 maybe being a little bit too slow and finding their footing, finding exactly what pace they wanted to follow, or you know what key to press against SMG to make them feel uncomfortable. And this last round was perfect. They just waited time and time again, being like, okay, so we're gonna be distracting them using a little bit of utility in garage. We just keep them stalled here. In the meantime, you're gonna go through heaven, and it really looked like it was so well prepared, but it wasn't until that last round that we saw that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just further highlighting how close this matchup is, going to that OT, having to go to the third mapper. We're comparing Roxy and Hybe both coming out on top of that Cypher. It also further emphasizes how... Best ult in the game.
Prove me wrong.
All right.
Prove me wrong.
It further emphasizes... No, I can't. I literally can't. Like, looking at the numbers, they're both coming out on top, further proving how this composition has worked exceptionally well for G2. You touched upon it, Roxy being the main girl, the main character.
Yeah.
Main character when we're looking at this match. But she was also the main character when we're looking at the crowd. Because check this out. Happy birthday. Does anyone want to sing? Anyone here want to like...
I can
sang
barely
once.
speak, Ginny. Like, are you sure you want me to sing?
Go for it.
People might think that it's because I went to Taylor Swift, but I didn't. It was literally from just watching the games and going completely unreal. I'm so happy that Roxy gets to live this moment here because she was also part of Game Changers Championship last year under Guild. But I feel like feeling the warmth from the crowd when you're not in your home city, it has to be a lot because obviously she's German. So last year it was in Germany. So you know.
I'm gonna say one thing though. This crowd is not loyal. Like,
yes,
it's G2.
So funny.
Then it's
watching
SMG. Then it's G2 again. Then it. Make up your minds, okay?
No, honestly, I actually empathize with them because I just want to see good Valorant. I don't care who wins.
Like,
I'm gonna be happy for whomever wins. I just want to see good Valorant. And you know where we're gonna see it? On Haven.
I mean, we've already seen it on Binance Split. We're just gonna add a little bit into the mix on Haven.
But I don't think you understand what's at stake here. You know the difference between Bind, Split, and Haven, even though that they're part of the Holy Trinity of Valorant, is the fact that, well, Lisa, answer this to me. What duelist do you play on Haven?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you know, Petra has played almost 4,500 rounds of Valorant in her, Valorant career.
Oh, is it all numbers?
And she has never, ever played that Jett. So we could be witnessing the Jett debut of a professional player coming into LAN and that professional player being Petra.
So you're telling me...
I'm just saying, it doesn't have to be. Maybe they decide to go back to bases because this is not a map that they have completely 100% loved in the past. But I'm just putting that there.
You're telling me this map is going to be Jett diff. That's it.
I'm telling you, if this map is Jett diff and Petra is the Jett diffin, they have already won the tournament.
We're gonna have to wait and see whether or not the Jett's gonna be coming through. But I think another thing, as much as that's on stake for G2, something to look out on the side of SMG is the fact that they have just lost their first map. They have that 35-0 winning streak. I mean, on the interview as well earlier today, Inari saying, yes, it's a 35-0 streak, but I'm not that proud of it. Like, we can push it further. So for them, it's being humble, but for them, it's also the fact that can they come back from the first loss that they have experienced?
I think they came to this tournament hoping that they will lose. Like, it wasn't their plans, you know what I mean? I think even though they didn't lose, they have prepared. At least it was the least they could do, you know what I mean? They were playing against the best teams in the world, and this was the time. If we wanted to lose, then let it be now, you know what I mean? And so I think they can grow. This time, they can grow,
Yeah, and also, this is a map that they played yesterday against DG, and it worked beautifully. Of course, after that first map, I mean, there's close to nothing they can't do, right? But if on the side of G2, if they want to close this up, the last time that they played that Haven, it was when they were disqualified. Well, not disqualified, they were lost in that Game Changers 3. And probably that meant a lot for them because, they're G2 Gozen. They were supposed to be the queens of EMEA, but it's actually BBL queens that ended up taking that last title. And I think it was devastating and probably a turning point into, okay, we need to change things up. And now that we are qualified and we're good, it's time to, take those changes into reality.
Yeah, it's actually really interesting to touch upon the point of G2 losing because during Series 1, Mary as well when asked the question like, you guys just lost, she also said, our biggest lessons always come from our losses. So assuming the same thing and the same approach for SMG, I think Split is going to be nothing short of a treat.
I did learn a lot when we lost Mary. Mary, wherever you are, we love you and we miss you. No, but definitely, I think that is another one of the things that makes G2 such a great team is that, of course, you know, when you win, it's fine. Definitely, the feeling is awesome,
Absolutely.
yada, yada. But you don't learn that much about yourself. That is also something that we want to see on the side of SMG.
Exactly.
It's not a comfortable win. Of course, if you are to lose this map, you're not out of the tournament yet. But hey, imagine coming into this tournament, breaking all of the expectations, not only with what happened yesterday, but coming on the second day and beating the reigning champions of Game Changers.
But I have something to say. They were losing this map hard, okay?
Yeah.
And they almost did a comeback. It was hard because the things was just not going in their way, and they somehow managed to do OT still. So I think their mindset is really good. Coming back from this type of game that is really difficult, mainly in split, because you expect your CT to be super good.
Yeah.
And I don't know, they just came prepared, you know what I mean? I feel like they came prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. That's nothing short of preparedness that we've seen it from both teams. I mean, we said adaptability was going to be key. Confidence is going to be key with the Prime Agent ready. We can also look into the compositions and what we can be expecting and whether or not we're going to be seeing the debut for the Jet. I know that that's what we're looking forward to as well. So we're going to have to wait until that does pop up on our screens. But I think looking at this entire, both of these rosters, they have already proven so much in such a short period of time.
Yeah.
However this final map goes, they can both really say that not only did they give it their all, I mean, there's not the end of it, there's still a lower bracket, they have been doing so incredible. And now,
oh my God,
with the Prime Gaming, there we go.
Oh my God, you're making history again. Not only that, they're also moving away from that double controller that they were testing, just going for the full-on standard comp, very European. I am extremely excited for this one.
I think they're coming aggressive. I don't know. They were super hyped in the last map. Everyone is screaming and shouting and just doing the clutches, and everyone was on hype, honestly. And I think they came. This comp is more aggressive than the other one that was double controller. So I think that is what they came for, to be aggressive, to kill everyone.
All right, to be aggressive, to be confident, and to win it all. The first series that's going to go to that final map, the decider, which will see whether SMG lose their 35-0 winning streak, whether G2 Gozen can continue to hold on to their title of returning champions. Let's head over to our casters, Doug and Athena, to cover the game.
Thank you so much. It's a treat. This series has been, and now it's a treat to have things end on Haven with so much at stake. I think the devs put it together quite nicely. You've got streaks that are up for grabs. You've got an upper bracket run that's up for grabs on the biggest stage of Game Changers throughout the year. This has just been so freaking good, and for it to end in a position where you've got Petra making her professional debut on Jet, where you've got mirror comps, this is just so good with the exception of the controllers. Athena, this is perfect.
Yeah, I mean, we saw SMG on this map yesterday. They looked really solid, but G2, this is going to be super interesting. Right off the bat, a B hit, Petra getting up, or sorry, I mean Inari getting up onto that site, and right there they have the B site. They don't know if there is back site. Gets one, Inari getting the trade.
Seems like G2 might try to reflank through Garage. They've managed to get the spike down, SMG have. Where on earth is Shiraz going? Well,
Yeah.
I was going to say, surely you're not expecting that. Hang on. Hang on.
One enemy remaining.
The potential for the third connects. Yeah, I think
So I think she's good.
Yeah, I think Petra's going to be just fine.
On Jazz fine.
Yeah, I think Petra's going to be just
Who was worried?
fine.
I wasn't worried. Were you worried?
No? No.
No, I wasn't worried. Yeah, what a great round. I mean, Shirazi unfortunately getting caught off guard with that A flank. I mean, that would have been so good. You could see that they were trying to end, but the coach reaction here to Petra's amazing 3K. So clean with that Sheriff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure she looked at her teammate and said, "I'm not back, I never left, bro." Which is just so freaking cold, man. A 3-0 start, I mean, really a dream. Again, for a professional debut on an agent such as Jet, you couldn't possibly ask for much more. 2 Marshals carried into this round. SMG, you imagine they're going to try to go for something fast. You're going to go fast right into the turret, right into the mollies, and right into the Marshal of Sarah.
My goodness, sprinting past that Molly took so much health off, chunked them down, but SMG losing half of their team already. Petra with this
Spike
Marshall
down mid.
also pushing through, just getting hers. And what a thrifty. That was not really the best eco that they could have ran.
This is just such a clean round. Maybe Alexi will get a parting gift, something to take with her into the next round. So you can't imagine she's going to pull this one all the way off. I mean, a 1v4, ain't no way. We're just one step closer to having the Blades online.
Yeah, Petra, so good, so confident. I mean, again, it was an eco. They had pistols, SMG opting to run it down. I think that's fine. SMG, again, showing that they've been pretty fast-paced so far. I'm wondering if they're going to keep this up with the guns that they have in hand, knowing that the other team is still on a bonus. They know they have 2 Marshalls.
Right.
They know that they're going to have to take those long fights, take those peaks, but maybe they're going to run it down. And as I said that, we do see all 5 players of SMG here outside of A main.
Mimi's set up to set Petra up quite nicely with the fault line to give her that line with the Marshall. But it looks like it's just a little late. SMG had been delayed for just a moment, and Ari tried getting high ground, but Mimi was there to greet the flash out. It's just a second early. Kept back by the smoke. SMG moves their way forward. They mow over G2. They have everything they could want right now.
Yeah, Roxy trying to flank, trying to get an extra gun down, but Alexi absolutely shutting any hopes of that. Sarah being spotted in heaven. The breach boom, the cap smoke, everyone is now safe. Shirazi actually chasing a little bit towards that spawn, but she's not going to overpeak and give another gun because they did already lose one.
Well, Sarah might try to take care of that on her own, but not able to find any more targets. SMG on the board. They've managed to carry 4 weapons into the next round, and Ari the only one who died. It's a great response.
Yeah, so again, that fast-paced rounds is all we've seen from SMG. If they're going to keep this up, it could be a good way to start the game. I mean, starting off fast, making the other team get worried and use util right away in order to delay, then starting to slow it down to your own pace later on. That is such a smart way to play Haven and such a good way to play Haven, especially against this breach comp.
Petra with the op, round 4. Tried to get past and does. Oh, just narrowly missing the target. Has to give the space back up. Glance was there to help for just a moment. Certainly worse for Ware, down to 61 HP and no armor. I don't know that Petra's going to be able to find much more here. Stuck in a fault line, trying to find space in the Cloudburst. But Glance and Mimi are there to save the day. They get them all.
Spike down.
Alexi's left alone, and she's still all the way down long.
3 players backside for G2, ready to support Petra with that op. And it's looking like really rough for SMG. She gets flanked, but Alexi actually turning around and punishing Roxy for not getting her in the head right away. But 11 HP in a dream, not much that she can do here.
Let's see if Alexi can try to take another weapon down with her. Also 1 point from having the Hunter's Fury online, so either way, you get the kill, you die, you're gonna get the ult in the next round. All good. But G2 get their 3rd round, they keep the op out of Petra, or they keep the op on Petra, excuse me. It's great.
Yeah, I mean, setting up the line, like Jet getting the line on A is so important. But what was even better was how fast G2 reacted to get onto site. We saw the stuns coming out. We saw the flashes to get back out. We saw Mimi already back site with her breach util, just supporting with her gun out as well. Like, such a good round, a good reaction for this fast-paced style that SMG is trying to give G2.
Question is, how much longer will SMG try to fight for this aim and control? She just spotted the barrel of the gun, and it's an op. Or excuse me, it was a Marshall. Whew. I was tricked for just a moment, but Petra lands a shot.
Down to 24 HP though on Petra. She is going to be moving that op around, and this is exactly how she was playing it on Split. And it's such a good way to play, especially on Haven, where you do have 3 sites. You have the full control of B. They're playing heavy towards that B garage, and see Sova alone on A, forced to play retake, gets tagged, starts falling off. Again, really, really well played. They're not too scared. I mean, G2, the op is back here. They have so much freedom to rotate because of all this information that they're getting.
Petra's following the drone, getting really far up, and there is a player short. Going for the shorty. Kahibi on the other side, stunned. Not another knife.
Last player standing.
Kahibi's there to take care of it, but now,
Down A.
yeah, you took care of Petra. You still have 4 other players of G2 that you're going to have to deal with 32 HP.
30 seconds left.
I don't think anyone's going to swing you. I think the onus is on you here, Kahibi.
The discipline on G2.
Yeah.
That's really showing right now.
Is anyone going to die?
10
There we go.
seconds.
Kahibi now pushing forward, getting Mimi. Sarah was there on the trade.
Yeah,
They're gonna pick up the op that was dropped, take it into the next 3-round lead for G2. This is an excellent start for the defensive side.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you know, the big thing that G2 also picked up on, which I don't know if you noticed, Doug, is that they know where the util is going to go when it hits now, because SMG has done it so many rounds in a row. So we have the players on site able to dodge the util. They know where the dart is going to land. They dodge the fault line from Breach on default, and they're just playing to stay alive. They know where the util is going to land. SMG's done it so many times in a row, and it looks like they're going to do it again.
Same fault line, same dart, and it seems like they were kind of expecting a change. You've got the op towards C, you've got Sarah who's taken all that space now in Cubby. But SMG wanting to lean towards A. Ooh, almost turning that flash. That was really close, but it was too much to deal with. Glance is the last member of G2 who's towards A, and that's dead. The Hunter Shuri is going to be used to clear out the site and secure that no one else is there. G2 are left in a pretty difficult retake situation here.
Shirazi trying to get a lurk in, but Roxy is fully aware that the timing is there. She gets that pick onto Shirazi. It's still down in numbers, 3v4, and Petra has an op. This retake is going to be a little bit difficult because look at all the util left on both these sides.
Sarah has to find a little bit of room. Well, never mind. It's too late now.
Never mind.
Too late now.
Yeah, their only hope was Sarah kind of getting a good lurk in, but again, that was not possible. Man, that was such a good play from SMG towards Long. They absolutely punished. I mean, Mimi playing so far up, a little bit questionable. She doesn't have util ready to counter that, but Breach flashed her off. Not much that she could have done there other than util dumped. Playing a little bit heavy towards Long with the Sova coming back. Just really, really unlucky timing from G2. But this punish was just amazing. You can see Mimi was in the middle of having a plan. Glance just absolutely getting obliterated. And this was a util dip from SMG. Not using the same util that they've been using the past few rounds in order to execute, but instead punishing the places that we knew G2 was playing.
3 ultimates on the side of the attacking half. You've got the Rolling Thunder, you've got Blades, and then Shirazi's Cosmic Divide. This also feels like the first time we have a really deep smoke out from G2 towards C Long. How do they respond to that? They haven't really tested this Killjoy defensive setup yet.
Yeah, Roxy actually good for one, all the way through grass, peeking through window. Yeah, just like you said, they know that that Killjoy's been set up from that pistol round, actually hearing that turret and using the Breach Blast to destroy it. So much util. If they're going to break it and fall off and put pressure, make sure that they rotate, that would be really smart. But looking like 2 players towards Long C are going to put up so much pressure.
Hunter's Fury was used by Glance. Sarah's still playing on the smoke, or just on the other side of it, excuse me. The turret is no longer around as Sarah plays backside, has to reposition and manages to do so safely for now. How is she still alive? How is she not taking any damage? Spikes in harmlessly on the ground, and Sarah's there to swing at just the right time. Roxy joins, and that's a 3-round lead for G2.
What a wonderful hold. Looking kind of shaky there at the beginning with so much util being wasted when SMG haven't even gone into the site yet. But it doesn't matter because playing on site seems to be G2 especially. They're so fast at flooding. This first kill from Roxy, absolutely stunning, punishing Inari. And then there we go. The site players holding it down. Just like on A, they're flooding out onto site. And as you can hear, such hype coming in from G2. I mean, this scoreline is starting to pull away a little bit from SMG.
On the defensive side, no less. I mean, the benefit of playing attack is you're able to manipulate rotations a little bit more given the 3-site nature of the map, but G2 have had a beautiful read on the situation. Almost gets a second, but Roxy flashed. couldn't do much more with it. Sarah, who just had a field day with this site in the previous round, will also fall. This seems like this round will go in favor of SMG.
Yeah, really great entries. That's exactly what they needed from Inari.
Hang on. Hang on. That's the op on the flank. She's got blades too, and they have a Rolling Thunder. If they want to invest a lot, this could be huge, but I imagine that's the calling card to give it up, to save what you can going into the next. But they might want to push forward anyway. Are they going to go for this?
Oh.
One enemy remaining.
Inari will get one. Inari will get 2, 4 on the round. And SMG clean things up.
Padding her stats, and Neri just going absolutely crazy, kind of playing at the pace that she wants to play at. We saw them punishing Killjoy before, but now this flash, so good. Roxy caught out of position, trying to punish Inari towards mid again, but she said, not again. And now we have this really, really cool C-split from SMG coming out.
Still have a couple of really important tools too on the attack side. The Rolling Thunder and Ares Blades, but it seems like they want to go mid. If Kohabi's not careful, there was a shot there. But again, the timing window just so awkward. It's not going to pan out. They've done a really good job though of clearing Roxy's utility. You talked about it a couple of rounds ago. The turret's been in the same place this time. After they clear it out, they want to go this way. Mimi playing backside as Roxy falls.
Whoa, what an amazing strat. They put so much pressure towards B and cause rotation, and Roxy getting caught off guard, but the TP behind. Shirazi shutting that down from Sarah.
I thought she was going to commit. Kahabi's fallen, and they're going to drop the Rolling Thunder to scale them back. But remember, Mimi has one of her own. She can stay alive. Never mind, falls. 3v2 as Petra and Sarah have to take the site back from spawn. Trading weapons as Petra drops the op, has the Vandal, takes care of Kamiyu. How much more can they find? Alexi has 2 shocks to work with. And the grab ball, the dart, the first. Sarah's gotten it to half. And I don't really know that they're doing a ton to stop them. Alexi's not using it. It's gotten down to 1v1 and she's stuck to the fuse. It was just kept.
Oh, that was so unfortunate. Shirazi Star too close to the spike that it would not pull far enough away, and Sarah actually sticking the half defuse. That was crazy. I mean, Sarah, wow. Sticking that defuse was really risky, but it worked out great for them. I mean, that was such a beautiful early round from SMG, putting pressure towards B, breaking KJ Util, getting on B, and then falling off and C-splitting, abusing those rotates. Exactly what you were talking about earlier.
We're finally going to see both ops in play, and they are going to clash. There it is. Petra lands a shot. Almost deja vu, what we saw a couple of rounds ago. This just feels like a lot of rinse and repeat, right? You test the waters, aim in a little bit, you go back, you clear you attempt to clear the Killjoy utility. Roxy's close by here, playing in window. As Alexi gets some info of what's happening towards B.
Yep, they knew that they have the op set up towards that A line. They already got picked off by one. They started so strong towards A at the beginning of this map, and now they're coming back towards A again. So the way that they're playing is they're putting pressure towards mid. They realize that the pressure is the only way to pull these rotates, that G2 is so strong at flooding, but Petra is still here.
What a flick. Oh, got a little bit too far up though, and Alexi was there on the punish. The Rolling Thunder is going to keep them back. 35 seconds left. They've decided to draw a line in the sand. Alexi falls. Can they clear them out of short? Mimi with 26 HP and just a few bullets, not able to survive. And of course, it's both Killjoys. Roxy ahead of the play though. She's already on site, but she has no idea where Kahibi's coming from. The shot will land though. G2 get to 7.
My gosh, yes, what a round. This is getting so scrappy.
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
and
it is.
we're going to start seeing a repeat of split where it's 1-for-1s all around. You know, Petra getting this first initial pick, and Neri trying to challenge that without any util. So unfortunate. The flash coming in a second too late. Breach getting caught off guard, and all these trades towards short. Roxy showing why she was MVP of last game for her team, and showing that that 1v1 is all hers. Such a great round for both teams. I mean, this is hard. Like, this is looking rough for SMG. Like,
yeah, it is.
If I was in SMG's position, it's like, where do you start? Because there's an op that they don't know where it's going to be every single time. You need to find this op. You need to get info on this. Obviously, they don't have a Sky. They have a Sova. So using that dart towards long, using that drone towards short, kind of getting that A lobby information, and you fully understand that if the Jet is there, can probably speed up.
Right.
Or you understand that they're playing really heavy towards there, because every time Petra's been there at the beginning of the round, they've had Breach and Sova close by.
They've had help. Yeah. She's had a ton of help. And really, that's what allowed her to reclear. You think about the previous round, she was there at the beginning, gave some of the space up, but then ultimately took it right back.
Yeah, Petra is just kind of walking all over with this op, able to do whatever she can. And you can tell with the 12-6 scoreline that she has, just running around doing whatever. And they have the KJ ult for retake, but again, we also have the Sova ult on Alexi. They're going on kind of a weird buy from SMG.
Yeah, keeping just enough into the next, while still investing a little bit here.
Standing ahead.
And it's going to be a continued fight towards A main. This is pacey, though, for Maneri. And it almost has to be. She's got a stinger.
They tried punishing that op, but didn't even get close enough to do anything. Again, like you said, so much util to help support Petra.
Oh, Sarah's going exploring. It was a late take into Cubby with Roxy over her shoulder. There will be confirmation that this is where the hit is in just a moment. They've left her. Oh no. Finally settling, getting both. Looking for the third. With full awareness that she's there. And the fight goes in favor of Alexi. Mimi's there in the trade, so try to handle things backside, and Alexi manages to upgrade a weapon, has a Guardian online, and is left in a 1v2 with Spike and plenty of time.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Alexi do this before. We've seen her go crazy in these positions. But again, so scrappy every single one of these rounds. Like, look at the X's on this map. One and one and one
30
and one.
seconds
There's
left.
a pair everywhere because each player has been traded. But the spike does go down, and now it's up to Alexi to clutch in this 1v2.
The last time we saw a situation like this, Petra dropped the op, went for a rifle to take the fight, but that's not really a luxury here. Given that time is short, given that all the weapons are on the opposite side of the map, it's actually been handed over to Glance. So they are going to trade it out. That's not going to land. Glance lands a shot, and that's another round in favor of G2. A formidable attempt from Alexi, nonetheless, to get out of all of that chaos and get the spike down, get a little bit of money, but just not able to convert it into a round win.
Yep, 8-3, Doug. This is looking rough. Sarah, so good with the multi-kills, pushing all the way down, getting hers. But again, G2 just so fast at flooding, at fighting together, at supporting each other on this defense side. And SMG has not had an answer.
No, it's been brutally tough sledding. I believe SMG still has one timeout left, but it doesn't seem like they're going to want to call it to close out this first half. No op in the hands of Aneri, just rifles. They do have the Hunter's Fury and the Cosmic Divide. But it's the same setup, right? You've got the fault line into A main to give them Petra a good angle. A recalled start this time, and Kaibi has slipped the net.
Yep, the Astral Walk on this B looking like an A-link, actually running up, but the ult coming out from Glance to kind of avoid this and delay this. They have the full B site. They're just sitting in A-link, not much to do, but they need to crunch this at some point.
This is really tricky. Hits like this very rarely work, but SMG seems to be laughing in the face of that. Kamiyu gets two, Kaibi gets another. A is open. They have found the room they were looking for. Roxy has the lockdown that she's had for a little while now. So there may be some room for a play. Really no reason not to commit it. And there it is, lockdown online. The Paranoia, they're going to flood out behind it. Yeah, they did, and it was a little bit too pacey. Not able to find full value out of the lockdown anyway. Roxy getting the first. She had a ridiculous clutch earlier in the series. This time it's just 2 kills, but it's a round for SMG.
Damn, they almost let her do it again. Doug, that was close. But yeah, SMG getting that last round and hopefully making that raise up their hopes for this defense side. But they need to have a really good plan in play here to bring this back, because again, 8-4 is so different. It's such a hard scoreline. But Camille, oh my goodness, this 3K was just so great. Both teams in good spirits as it looks. Amazing, amazing. But what a half coming in from G2.
One half to decide how this all ends out. We're going to throw it down to the desk to break it down.
Thank you guys so much. It looks like the crowd this time around is favoring SMG. Unfortunately, the scoreline not yet. Maybe later on, 8-4 in favor of G2 Gozen. And we talked about Petra's Jet debut. Sarah's Omen debut.
Yeah, we had a little bit of everything. I think that, you know, Sarah taking that role is also just as important as Petra going as the duelist, but also, you know, taking the operator. And the duels that we were seeing every single time that Petra was on one side and Inari was on the other one, like my eyes were so open. Like, for example, this one. Boom. Listen, there are things that only Petra can do. I have to say that maybe SMG did not expect this level of proactivity, this level of comfort, let's say, because this is definitely prepared. But also, even though this is an 8-4, okay, and even though G2 wasn't in defense, they chose to be on this side. They chose to start on the defense. And look at them, they're just feeling themselves.
Yeah, as we see, Petra and Sarah on screen.
Yeah, both of their debuts have been pretty strong, and I think something that we touched upon earlier, Liza, was the fact that when you have these players that are so used to playing a certain role and then they're coming into the tournament with a different role swap, are you impressed?
I'm really impressed, honestly. Like, I really like the way that both the teams played, but I think SMG is playing on a more like it's not a very comfortable way of playing that is basically relying on the first kill. So they were looking for those picks, but it was not really much planned. Like Roxy dying on double doors and Sarah after that just, you know, peeking, and to me that is not a comfortable way to.
All right, we're gonna head into the final one, so let's head over to our casters.
Very reminiscent to the previous map. G2 are up 8-4 at half, and this is where things got real messy the last time we saw this. We'll see if they're able to close it out this time around on the attacking side. I'm Doug, with me is Athena on the call. This has been a treat to watch, but it really feels like SMG has lost a little steam here.
Yeah, I mean, these back and forth fights have been so interesting to watch, but SMG not looking like they're playing to their full potential, how they want to play the speedy C split, coming in with Petra on B. Kohibi getting caught out, Glance getting one onto Shirazi, and just like that, Doug, it's down to a 5v3.
I mean, this Petra Jet is the truth. Like, I am a full believer. This is outrageous. Her performance has been so clean.
Scanning ahead.
And she just got another one. I mean, she's the entry. She's able to create so much space, and then she stays behind as a lure, catches the rotators that are coming through late. And Aries left in a 1v4, and it's good Ghost, and there's no armor on the other side, but there are too many targets to deal with. I mean, surely it's not something that you can pull off. And Aries got 3 and almost made me eat my words.
I was ready to be like, what did you say?
Yep.
What did you say? Wow, what a
almost a classic caster jinx.
Yeah, almost. G2 pulling out the most fun strat of all time, getting Petra into that B and then making her catch the rotations off. That was almost amazing, almost perfect. Obviously, Inari coming in, getting kills of her own, showing them that she's still going to put up a fight. But again, really well played. And just like you said, man, Petra on Jet is kind of looking unstoppable.
No, it's nice. It's looking nice. It's very nice. They're going to invest so many resources to try to fight for this A main control. And one of the biggest investments they made was in Aries' life. They even invested a Marshall in the hands of Shirazi.
Yep, the silent stack here from SMG looking good. They're all sitting towards that short position. Astra is spotting, and Breach and Silva starting to walk up. They are going to get caught. Sarah, Petra, everyone's so smart, so quiet. They know that something is happening around the map, and just speeding up off of those kills. Grouping up and going is the best way to play against these pistols.
Yeah, and surely Shirazi hears what's happening at this point. But she's patient with it. She's quiet with it.
Last player standing.
That was unfortunate. I thought she was going to get a kill there for sure. Roxy swing is at just the right time. I think one of the things we don't talk about super often too is in these eco rounds like this is who's getting the primary amount of kills when it comes to getting closer and closer to having your ult online, especially when we're late in a series like this. So a quick check-in glance now, just 3 points away from the Hunter's Fury on attack can be so devastating to deal with.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's so good farming orbs, especially on Haven, because on attack, like, it is a little bit easier to farm the C orb, for example, but you always have that spam to be worried about. And the A orb is so far deep in that long A side that the defense is so much easier for them to get it. So farming these ecos, just like what you said, is super important. Glance with 3 away from her ult, looking really good. And now we're up to 10-4 for G2. Petra topping that scoreboard, 15-8. I mean, Inari's not far behind. She's got 13 kills as well. But Petra, again, she's putting so much effort into this Jet debut that it's looking really clean.
A quick timeout from SMG, potentially marking the end here. It has to be something on the other side of this timeout to build the comeback. This is where it has to start. And really everything kind of going against them. You feel, you know, they said they didn't care a ton, but a 35-0 record, yes, they feel like they can push it more, but that's something you're proud of. That's something you want to preserve on a stage like this against a team of G2's caliber.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, putting down this level of competition early on in the tournament would only cement yourself in that, hey, I'm here to play. Yeah, and one thing to notice, Doug, is that when you pause so early in a match like this, it is hard to read what G2 is actually doing. So stuff like this shows that SMG is sweating a little bit. They have to talk some things out, not necessarily about the other team, but about how they're playing and what small fixes and mistakes that they need to get rid of.
What's the setup look like here? It seems like they're going to want to try to push mid here a little bit, maybe get an area into more of an aggressive angle off of a fault line from Kamiyu. But G2 are just not, they're not concerned with that area of the map at all.
Yeah, the 5-man towards A is looking really good, looking like the right read from G2. However, having that mid control early could be super beneficial for a first flank. Again, this is the first gun round for SMG. They have these Vandals. They need to be able to play it smart. The retake A better come in handy with 3 people on this flank. They need to have a really good retake plan because they're giving them so much time for G2 to set up in their post plants. They have perfect crossfires ready. Alarmbot spotting the flank.
Roxy's going to have a lot to do if she's patient with it. She's heard one pass, the second pass, the third is there. She's dinked, she's dead. How much more patient will she be? Sarah wasn't able to get anything on long.
Enemy kill.
And SMG continue to push forward. They've taken care of Mimi, but they're still going to have to deal with what's behind them. You can't land the shot onto the dart. Petra with 4, 11 for G2. Full steam ahead.
Like I was saying, man, they got this site for free. SMG needed a way better plan on retaking that. They knew that there was potential of KJ Turret or KJ Alarmbot being there holding the flank, but off of that, they did not do much. Kamiyu getting caught off guard. You need to be aware that if they know that someone's flanking, if they need to push, they will push. They will take that space back. And now, I mean, as you can tell from the reactions, such a good momentum for G2. And the C rush is actually coming in from G2. They're taking the C line, the best read. Again, no one is on site.
Yeah, they keep guessing the wrong way. And I mean, I get it, especially in a round like this, you have to gamble, right? And hope that you hit the money, but just not the case this time around. Inari trying to cause problems with the blades. But Roxy has to be cleared, it has to be dealt with, and it's not going to be Inari to do it. Once again, we talked about this at half a little bit. It really feels like SMG has lost steam. They've run out of gas. They don't really have anything left in the tank. While G2 just continue to gear up, they continue to hit an additional pace and additional gear as the series went on.
Yeah, winning that split game was definitely a momentum turner
for sure
for G2, because now they just look like they're on fire. They know who they are. They're remembering that, hey, we were the champions last year. We need to put this game to an end and show that we need to solidify why we're here. And honestly, I think they've done such a great job of proving that. SMG, again, yes, they're losing gas, they're running out of gas, but again, they also don't have the answers. It's a mixture of everything, where G2 is just looking so clean in so many different aspects.
This feels borderline unwinnable, and I'm not even talking about the score, right? I think you're right. G2's just playing the game so well right now. SMG has found no success.
Last point of this match, potentially, and Inari is starting to go for those confident peeks. Once again, she walked up towards that short, but allowed 2 players towards long to take all this space.
Look at how they're just waiting. They're waiting for SMG to peek here. Playing anti-flash, well, unlucky, but Petra cleans up both. You clear 2 and you think, all right, we've got some room to work with, but Petra was there.
Yep, what a re-clear. Both teams contacting up, one team re-clearing, but it's okay because G2 set up that crossfire way before. They reacted so well to that short push, and now the retake coming in. Roxy actually getting caught off guard. She knows that she's flanking. Camille, turn around!
I don't know how she ended up getting a kill. She should have known. Either way, Petra with 4, the ace on the cards, and what a debut this would be. You know that they're trying to serve it up for. Oh, she's trying to steal the kill. That's cold, but the ace delivers again. What a debut in the face of a streak with the weight of a back of a defending champion on their shoulders. G2 take down SMG.
I mean, an ace to end the game. What a debut of Jet. That was crazy. Petra putting her foot down, showing why her duelist is going to be one of the best of this tournament, and something that we have not seen in a while, but something that we are so happy to see Petra pull out.
Not a bad start at all. 25-8, 382 ACS. Yeah, not too shabby, all things considered.
Yeah, I mean, SMG, of course, putting up a fight. Man, these two teams, if this is showing what is to come for the rest of this tournament, I am so excited because every round, Doug, it seemed like back and forth, and kind of like what Ginny was saying on the desk, if I had a heart rate monitor for this match, it would have been going up and down and up and down.
Poor Petra just trying to tie her shoes. I think she's earned as much, given the performance that she had, but no, it doesn't seem like they're waiting. I think that there's a lot to talk about on the side of SMG as well, because they still look really freaking good. Ultimately, they kind of fell off at the end. They didn't have enough to fight back against this powerhouse that is G2 that continues to be a powerhouse, right?
Of course.
On the other side of roster changes and things of that nature, they're still really freaking good. But SMG showed a lot to be excited about and a lot to be proud of.
Yeah, I mean, if this is how they're performing against the champions of last year, SMG has nothing to worry about, because now they need to know how to learn from their losses. And like they said earlier, they needed to lose to learn their mistakes, and hopefully going forward they know how to adapt and how to push through, because this mistake is something that could help them win throughout that lower bracket.
Yeah, I think this can either go one of 2 ways for this squad that's been so much fun to watch, right? Either you're going to look at this loss and you're going to learn from it and you're going to grow from it, and you go, okay, we know what this is like now, right? It's been a while, but there are a lot of improvements that we can make off of this. It could also very quickly balloon into a second, right? In a double elimination tournament like this, you really can't afford anything like that. So it'll be I'm very curious to see how SMG perform on the other side of this. Again, they've proven it domestically, they've proven it internationally. They're really freaking good.
Yeah,
it just takes a loss like this to kind of learn what you're made of.
100%. Both these teams look so ready mechanically, strategically, so ready to perform. And this is some of the best Valorant that we've seen. Like, all day, all these teams have been performing over and over, but still, such a good showcase of skill and strategy. And honestly, everything that we've seen today and the way that all these girls are still smiling after these games just shows that this is such a fun stage, such a fun competition to be a part of.
Yeah, I think there's still plenty of deep tournament run aspirations for both. I think this G2 project of switching roles around is obviously working.
Oh, yeah.
Right, we've seen probably some of the best performance that we've seen out of G2 today, just a few moments ago, and there's still plenty of room to grow.
Oh my god, for sure. Every single one of these players is performing in these roles. And even yesterday, I mean, we saw SMG playing those 4 duelist roles. Now, all these players were duelists before, and now look at how they're performing in each of these roles. So both teams just playing amazing in roles.
G2 win 2-1 against Team SMG. We're going to throw it down to the stage for the Verizon post-match interview.
E aí, galera, vamos agora conversar com a Petra, que acabou de amassar contra a SMG, ela que é da G2. A gente vai conversar com ela em inglês e eu vou interpretar aqui para vocês em português, fechado? Primeiro eu vou perguntar para ela como ela tá se sentindo, se ela estava esperando essa torcida bonita fazendo barulho por elas. So, Petra, first of all, congratulations. It was an amazing game. So, did you expect this crowd cheering and rooting for you guys?
I mean, the crowd was amazing. Like there was so much sportsmanship. Like they were cheering for both of the teams, and it felt really good. The energy was great, guys.
Eu perguntei pra ela, né, então sobre isso, e ela falou que foi incrível, que a energia daqui foi incrível e principalmente tinha uma galera torcendo pela G2 e pela SMG do jeitinho que a gente gosta, né? E agora eu vou perguntar, afinal de contas, a SMG estava sendo considerada ali um dos principais nomes para levar o campeonato e o que ela acha disso? Well, some people considered SMG as the front runner, you know, and I really want to know, you just won, and what do you think about that?
Well, I think SMG is a very good team, and I expected them to go really far in the tournament, and I'm pretty sure we will meet them again. They're really good, and they're great individuals. I love them.
Ela disse que ela simplesmente adora todas as jogadoras, que elas são competidoras super fortes e que ela imagina que elas vão se enfrentar novamente mais tarde na competição, porque ela crê que elas vão chegar ali bem até o finalzinho. So, you banned one of your best maps, and at the same time you chose Bind. Why was that?
Bind is also one of our best maps, but I guess not today. Unlucky. Now Haven is one of our best maps.
Bom, eu perguntei pra ela, né? E aí, o que aconteceu? Porque elas baniram um dos melhores mapas delas. E aí, ela falou que a escolha da Bind... Poxa, elas também mandam bem na Bind, mas aparentemente não hoje. Não foi o dia delas de Bind. E agora fica pra outro mapa o posto de melhor delas. So, thank you very much and congrats once more.
Thank you so much.
E é isso aí, é com vocês, meus amores.
Thank you so much for the interview. I mean, the crowd never disappoints. Still, let's go, Petra. I mean, G2 managing to close this one out. And I think this was not the easiest one of feats, Kakuga, because, I mean, we heard it from Petra. Bind is a really good map, just not today.
I just love it. I think that we were talking about it. Like, if you were to ask Petra, what are your favorite maps? She'd be like, well, there's Bind.
Okay.
There's Haven.
All right,
is a map. There's definitely Split. Ascent. Icebox and Breeze, obviously. Then you have Fracture. You have Pearl. We love Lotus.
Okay.
Sunset is also very fun.
All right.
They'd be like that. No. But I think she does have a point. They practice different things, and by learning and getting to know a different version of G2 Gozen in every single different tournament, she's right. I mean, she's definitely right.
Absolutely. I mean, we saw it today, and we were also touching upon the debut from Petra on the Jet. Lisa, we were talking about the Omen from Sarah, but all in all, it felt like once we got onto this Haven, G2 just found their footing, whereas on the side of SMG, they just ran out a little bit of steam.
Yeah, to me, SMG was not playing as they usually do, and I think that is normal since they're losing for the first time today in maps and just in general. I think it's a normal reaction, and if they really learn with this loss today, they're gonna come back great, honestly. Yeah. And also Petra on the Jet. Oh my God, Jet diff. We were talking about. You were right.
I was so scared about it, and I'm just gonna double down on what I said. It's like if Petra goes into a map, she debuts on Jet out of all the agents on Jet and diffs the other Jet. I have to say that Eneri was definitely up there.
Really?
I cannot by any means disrespect what SMG did today. I think that Alexi was onto something. Like the value she finds in so many occasions. I can say the same for Kohibi. I'm very, very happy about the the performance that they've had. But honestly, it might have been Roxy's birthday, but this is a Petra appreciation party.
Yeah.
Because what she is giving us this tournament, and it's just been 2 days. I am just not ready for the next one.
I mean, G2 keeps showing up time and time again, and I think for SMG, something that we also touched upon was the fact that learning to fail on this international stage is something that they're gonna have to deal with. But again, when we're looking at how this matchup went and how close it actually was, in terms of the amount of multi-kills that both of these teams were able to bring to the table, I mean, do I have to spoil it? Am I going to be spoiling it? Well, it's 54 for SMG and 51 for G2. These are multi-kills within the last 3 maps. That it just further highlights, Kakuga, how incredibly close this actually was.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it mostly highlights that, you know, most of the players, I'm going to say all of the players, have had their moment to shine and to actually carry the round and have an extra added effect that they could have just plainly. I know that whomever is watching from home, especially the Game Changers teams, have to be very scared of both these teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Something to really, really look forward to. But it's time for a HyperX Reflex moment of the day. And this is going to be going to BBL's Ava. I mean, I remember seeing this. This jumping out of the chairs. I remember you screaming in the green room.
Yes, but I scream to everything. I'm Spanish, and I literally come here to work, and I don't even have a voice on day one. But yeah, the way that Eva flicks onto everything, selecting the enemies. But this bullet is a little bit of a BS.
Yeah.
Whatever that was. You know, Valorant, you've been there. I've been there.
It's a tactical shooter.
Your brother has been there. There is a lot of tactics going on. That was actually beautiful, and she just. The moment that she gets the last one, she's defused and she turns around and be like, yep, that was me.
Lysa, what is her aim routine, do you think?
I don't know. It
has to be crazy.
I think it's talent with Miracle and
that's a good mix.
Yeah.
Just I don't
just
know.
like a sprinkle everything in a little bit here and there.
And Turkish.
And
a little bit of Turkish blood on top.
Absolutely.
And Turkish, yes.
That always goes so well.
It was absolutely incredible. But so far, we have had 2 days of gameplay, and that means that our bracket is slowly but surely taking a little bit of a fill. So when we're looking at today's matchups towards the BBL up against SR, that was an incredible one that we're going to be looking into, okay?
Man, I just don't know how we're 2 days into the competition and G2's already in the semifinal.
Surprise! Yay! I mean, looking at the lower bracket as well.
Who wrote the script?
Someone at EMEA, maybe. I just want to have a talk, you know? But looking at the matchups that we have coming up next, I think SR up against BBL Queens, that is going to be one of the ages.
You think that's crazy?
Yeah.
Just look at literally the first one. As we're looking at the schedule that we have tomorrow, look at the first one. That is EG versus Team Liquid. Tomorrow, on the first match, we're going to be sending home, because this is already an elimination match, either NA Seed 1 or the home team.
That's kind of sad.
And G2 is already in the semifinal. I don't know who's writing this.
I'm going to have to put you here on the spot and ask if you have a prediction that you would like to make for that first game.
Obviously, I do. Obviously, my girlies, Team Liquid, are going to win. Yes.
Is it going to be like a close match? It's going to be 2-0? What are we thinking? Or do you not want to go that far?
I don't know. G2 yesterday didn't seem like they normally do. I don't know. To me, it's not gonna be close. No, Team Liquid is just gonna slay.
They're gonna slay.
Yeah.
I love that. Well, we're gonna find that out tomorrow, because tomorrow is going to be do or die. We're gonna be sending 2 teams home, and one is gonna be heading into the semifinals up against G2 Gozen. Make sure you tune back in, same time, same place tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Have a great night. See you then.
Mel alone has played more matches than all of EDG combined, but on this stage, anything can happen. I think it might be closer than we think.
Low on HP, Wawa out in the open, Mel takes care of her. It's a double for the leader, and Shopify up to 5 on the trot. They are eons away from this spike, and with that smoke in play, it's a wide swing for Noya. Disgusting work from the Dane, and the sticks coming through. There's nothing that Wawa Lee can do. It's a perfect shot onto the first. Poor Blue, stuck in a corner with nothing to do, and Floor will keep it going. 13-1 over EDG to start their international run here in Brazil. Rely on solo plays, guys. We need to be a coordinated team. But some tells me he's not too mad about this outcome. Floor, another. She's just unstoppable. 3 kills in the second round. Alexis sustaining with great utility. Noya swings. and there was moments of hope, but in a 1v3, surely there's not a chance when you're up against Noya. 4 kills for her. Blue starts things off for EDG, but Alexis will siege back into the site and find 2 kills. Noya is just behind, and Shopify have A on lock. Shopify Rebellion enter the international stage with dominance. Only 3 rounds lost as they send Edward Gaming to the lower bracket.
Both of these teams are coming into this tournament with a lot of pressure, with a lot of ambitions, with a lot of revenge. But also, I think all of the teams just seems to be friends with each other. They do the walkouts together, they have their little dances, and it's so beautiful to see.
And a shredded step on the other end, though, for BBL. They have opportunities, and still,
my.
the TP to spot Alkia. Counts the timing once again. Beautifully done, and that is a 1v2. For me, that's the Red Bull clutch. That high-low is still too good, and a crossfire even more beautiful for Crew Esports. And that only leaves one more. Wow! What a flick from Eva on that spike! Sticking it halfway, goes up for the swing, and lands that shot as well! Eva! She's going back into sight for BBL, so it has to be the showstopper, but it misses. Eva moving forward. All-star players so far, Seekers on a 1 versus 1, and now we're jiggling on both ends. Another tap, play mind games, lands another shot, and BBL Queens take the first map. Wentz moves forward to trade it right back. The crossfire is still really nice though for Crew, and the advantage still continues, still remains for Crew. So Rolling Thunder, there it is. It's coming out right now. Showstopper on the other end as well, just to try to answer back. But Felipe's the one that's holding it through towards the sands. There for Crew, 2 players holding towards the showers. Vanya, though, is still alive towards the U-Haul. Orbital strike not used, 12 HP remaining, and a jumping right-click classic off the assist on the flash. 4 kills for Vanya within the round. And BBL will take the series!
What a way to end this series!
Who needs fist bumps when you can just play rock, paper, scissors, okay? Winner takes it all, losers goes home. But that is not what it is, because we're gonna have to settle this one on the server.
Better watch out. You better not cry.
You better not, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Oh, a great response from the previous round, getting the opener onto Kahibi, and yeah, she's plucked out of the sky. Oh my gosh, Alexi does it! 3 on the round, the 4th! Had no shot. G2 have to continue to push the pace because they've got it. Well, again, it doesn't matter. Another 3K for Kamiyu.
And Neri rounding the round out with 4 kills.
SMG continue their dominance. It wasn't just domestic. It wasn't just yesterday. A 1-0 lead on a beautiful performance. It's all on to Roxy. A 1v4. Holy smokes. Time is short, though. This has to be fast. 1 around from Roxy. They're both so weak. That's the first to fall. The second does too.
Goodness.
61 HP amongst both, and Kahibi laughs in the face of it. There it is. The first, Roxy on the second, and Neri left in a 1v2. Are they going to just double face? Is it going to be too many targets for him to deal with? Yes, it will be.
Let's go, let's go.
They do it in style. Complete disrespect. And that's what takes us to Haven. 14-12 in favor of G2, and this series is not done yet. How is she not taking any damage? Spike sitting harmlessly on the ground, and Sarah's there to swing at just the right time. Roxy joins, and that's a 3-round lead for G2. Oh no, finally settling, getting both. So they are gonna trade it out. That's not gonna land. Glance lands a shot, and that's another round in favor of G2. She stinks, she's dead. How much more patient will she be? Sarah wasn't able to get anything on long. Petra with 4. What a debut in the face of a streak with the weight of a defending champion on their shoulders. G2 take down SMG.
Still wanted to